Welcome back, Royal Sussex Squad family, to another explosive, eye-opening, truth-delivering episode where we peel back the layers of palace manipulation, media distortion, and the endless attempts to paint Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan as the villains in stories they never asked to be part of. Today's story is a masterclass in narrative spin, a textbook example of how palace insiders and their tabloid puppets create drama where none exists, all to push an agenda that falls apart under the slightest bit of scrutiny. Because, once again, the British media is trying to push this bizarre fantasy that Princess Kate, who has remained completely silent publicly, as she should, is somehow orchestrating a plan to bring Harry back to the UK without Meghan. They want us to believe she's staging some solo Harry return, some kind of symbolic proof he's his own man, as if Harry, being married, loyal, protective and devoted to his wife, is now a flaw instead of a strength. Please, let's make something very clear right from the beginning. Harry has always been his own man. He proved that when he walked behind his mother's coffin as a boy. He proved it when he went to war while his brother played polo. He proved it when he founded Invictus, transforming the lives of soldiers worldwide. And he proved it when he stood up to an institution that failed him, failed Meghan, and failed his children. He is a leader, a father, a husband, and a man of integrity. And loyalty is not weakness. Loyalty is strength. But of course, loyalty terrifies the palace and the tabloids, because Harry's loyalty is not to their machine anymore. His loyalty is to his family, Meghan, Archie and Lilibet. And that is exactly why they keep trying to wedge themselves between him and his wife. This latest so-called insider revelation is nothing but a desperate attempt to drive a wedge into a marriage that has remained unshakably strong despite 6 years of attacks, smear campaigns, lies and orchestrated campaigns to isolate Meghan. They tried it during the pregnancy. They tried it during the wedding preparation. They tried it during the Oprah interview aftermath. They tried it during the Queen's funeral coverage, and now, surprise, surprise, they're trying it again. Because every time Meghan is part of the picture, the narrative of a weak, manipulated Harry falls apart. Meghan makes Harry stronger. She brings clarity. She brings healing. She brings love. And that terrifies a system that relies on emotional dysfunction to keep certain people obedient. Let's talk about the article itself. The claim is that Princess Kate is urging Harry to visit the UK without Meghan, so that he can start rebuilding his reputation with William. Interesting choice of words, isn't it? Rebuilding his reputation. According to whom? The same tabloids who call him every name in the book, the same commentators who profit off narratives of division, or a brother whose anger, according to the very same article, runs so deep that Kate supposedly can't get through to him. So we're expected to believe that Harry, one of the most beloved global figures, the man who outshines the entire monarchy on the world stage, the man whose influence extends into global philanthropy, veteran advocacy, mental health reform and digital safety, him needs to repair his reputation in the eyes of the brother who has done nothing but allow negative briefings, leaks, tantrums and silence to define their relationship. The math isn't mathing. The same article says Kate tried everything to get William to soften on both Harry and Meghan, but that there's just no moving him. That single line is the truth buried under all the fluff. William has made up his mind. He's chosen ego. He's chosen resentment. He's chosen to believe narratives that serve his image. And he has chosen to let the media do the fighting for him. And let's be honest, William's anger running so deep has nothing to do with Harry's choices. It has everything to do with Harry refusing to fall in line. Harry refusing to play the supporting role. Harry refusing to let the palace and media continue their one-sided narratives. Harry refusing to sacrifice Meghan for the monarchy's public relations machine. Think back to Harry's own words. He said it clearly, "I love my brother deeply. I hope we can find peace." And what has William said? Nothing. Not one warm word, not one public gesture, not one sign of willingness to repair anything. And yet, somehow, the articles expect us to believe that Kate, who has her own challenges, her own responsibilities, her own life, is now playing marriage counsellor, mediator, strategist and PR architect between two grown men who haven't spoken properly in years. Kate is not the villain here. The palace PR machine is. They're using her name, her image, and the public goodwill she has to sell a story that conveniently shifts blame away from the person who actually holds the resentment. Let's look at the line that says, "Kate wants a place for Harry and his children in the royal fold." Notice anything missing? Meghan. Meghan, the biracial, outspoken, confident, globally loved Duchess, is always left out of these reconciliation fantasies. Because the truth is, the tabloids do not want Meghan back. She is too powerful, too beloved outside their control, too media-savvy, too unwilling to play the silent puppet role. Meghan is not their problem. She is their fear. Every move she makes is met with success. Her brand sells out instantly. Her interviews trend worldwide. Her speeches stop rooms cold. Her kindness shines brighter than their hatred. And worst of all for them, she made Harry happy, truly happy, peaceful, free. And the institution hates nothing more than a free Harry. Let's go deeper. The article tries to twist Harry's heartfelt essay about Britain and veterans into a suggestion that he's homesick. No. What Harry is compassionate, connected, patriotic in a way that transcends borders. He can love Britain without tolerating the mistreatment he faced there. He can honour veterans without sacrificing his family. He can remember his fallen brothers in war without returning to a toxic environment. The part where he writes that Britain will always be the country I served is beautiful. And the tabloids twist it into a longing for the monarchy. They want us to forget that Harry was pushed out. They want us to forget he didn't leave the people. He left the palace machine. And now they're pretending Kate is the bridge, the mediator, the architect of a reunion. Convenient. It keeps the public from asking why William won't pick up the phone, why the palace keeps leaking, why every story paints Meghan as the barrier when she is the only person Harry has ever truly been able to trust. Let's be clear. Harry is not returning to the UK alone. Not now, not later, not ever. His family is his strength. His wife is his anchor. And Meghan Markle is not going anywhere. This entire article is nothing more than a subtle attempt to isolate, diminish, and erase Meghan. Because they know the monarchy looks smaller, weaker, and more outdated every time the Sussexes shine. And shine they do. Harry's recent essay shows a man of reflection, honour, and strength. A man who knows who he is. A man who values humanity over hierarchy. A man who refuses to be controlled. So what does the palace do? They create fantasies of solo visits and rebuilding reputations. They float ideas that require Meghan to be sidelined because her presence exposes every lie the media spins. Let's talk about Harry's reputation. No one has repaired or rebuilt more than Harry himself. And he's done it without any palace machine behind him. He built Archewell. He built a new life. He built a stable home. He built generational wealth for his children. He built global respect on his own name, not the crown's. Meanwhile, the same institutions that tried to destroy him are still clinging to outdated narratives about control and obedience. But Harry has outgrown all that. He has outgrown the palace. He has outgrown the toxicity. He has outgrown the drama. And he has outgrown the need for public approval from people who never protected him. This is why they push these lonely Harry-come-alone stories. Because they want him isolated. They want him exposed. They want him uncertain. They want him vulnerable. They want Meghan removed so that Harry can be reshaped, reabsorbed, reprogrammed back into a system that needed him to stay silent. But Harry is not returning to silence. He is not returning to manipulation. He is not returning without Meghan, and he is not returning to play second fiddle to anyone. Harry has grown, and the palace has not. This entire article is nothing but a desperate attempt to revive a fantasy that ended the minute Harry walked out of the institution with his head held high, holding his wife and carrying his son. And now, with Lilibet completing their family, the Sussexes are stronger than ever. And that strength is what terrifies the British tabloids. They know that if Harry and Meghan ever set foot in the UK together, united, strong, confident, the images would go global. The public response would be seismic. The narrative of a broken royal couple would collapse overnight. So they push the opposite. Come alone. Prove you're independent. Rebuild your reputation. All coded ways of saying, let us weaken you. But Harry is not weak. Meghan is not the problem. And this marriage is unshakable. Royal Sussex Squad family, let's keep supporting truth. Let's keep uplifting Harry and Meghan. And let's continue being a force against misinformation, manipulation, and royal propaganda dressed up as journalism. Before we close out, if you're enjoying this deep dive, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, smash that like, and if you'd love to support the channel further, feel free to use the super thanks option to help us keep spreading truth, positivity, and real analysis about the Sussexes. Every contribution helps, and I appreciate all of you for being part of this community. This has been another powerful exposé from Royal Sussex Squad. Stay tuned, stay strong, and stay royal.